Hey everyone, Hussin here. Got another Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. I've done reviews of the other auxiliary Zords, I've done reviews of the Zeo Racer and the Delta Runner, but last but not least we have the Mystic Dragon Zord. So here it is in the packaging. I love the artwork that they've used for these things. It's so cool that they do these, because it really makes it stand out on the shelves, and it just makes it unique and really interesting looking. So some great artwork on the box there. It does come with a Mystic Force Red Ranger key. I do already have this from the Ranger key pack, but it is slightly different, so I will show you a comparison of that. There's your Mystic Force logo, and unlike the other two auxiliary Zords, instead of firing missiles, this one activates dragon wings, so you can use the key to make it flap its wings, basically. It does come with a terrible looking Green Ranger, but there's that. Awesome artwork of the, or promo shot of all the Red Rangers there. Key functionality. There's your green Super Megaforce Ranger there, and the back shows you different ways that you can play. So this one's different than the other two auxiliary Zords. So you can use the key and it'll pop the head out and kind of transform like that. You can also make the Ranger ride it like the others, and then of course the wings flapping and stuff. So I'll show you the combination that it makes with the Legendary Megazord as well. So there's the Mystic Dragon. So let's open this up and see what it's like. Alright, I got the Mystic Dragon Zord out of the box, as you can see here, so that's what it looks like. Let's move the package out of the way and take a look at it. First, the Ranger key, so let's move that Zord out of the way. Here is the Mystic Force Red Ranger key that comes with the Mystic Dragon Zord. Little comparisons. I have the Japanese Red Ranger key from Magi Ranger. The helmets are quite different. You know, on the Red Ranger one, it looks like it has kind of a bit of a design on it, like for the dragon or the, what was it, the Phoenix or whatever the Red Ranger's thing is. It kind of has an interesting design on it, whereas here it's kind of just like a burst of stuff. You know, it's definitely got a different design on the helmet there. So I think it looks kind of odd on this guy, just like that. It's kind of really random looking and kind of weird. But the actual chest piece is similar. This one just has more thick lines, but you kind of have, you know, the same design and everything on it there. So there's that. Other than that, they're basically the same. For comparison's sake, on the right here is the one from the Ranger key packs. So you'll see you have something quite different, actually. The helmet has a similar design, except the gold outline on the helmet, like on here, is not as pronounced, which actually makes it look a lot better in my opinion, because here it just looks kind of odd with so much gold in the way. But on the Ranger key pack one, it's kind of better. And here you have a different design, like these lines are closer together on the chest, and you just have one little thing there for the cape, whereas here you have the little circle around them and then the little triangle shape there. So it's different, and I think this one on the right is probably a bit more accurate. Oh, and you also have thinner black lines on the arms there, and it's a bit of a slightly brighter red, slightly, barely a difference, but slightly. But I definitely like the one from the Ranger key pack a lot better. I think this one just looks a little odd to me. So do keep that in mind if you are collecting just Ranger keys, that if you want something that looks better, the one on the right is kind of better in my opinion. And this one obviously fits in with the other Mystic Force keys. Whereas this one, if you just get him, he'll kind of stand out a bit with the others. So anyways, here's this, and then of course you can flip it into key mode there. And I got the Legendary Morpher. So let's hear the sound that it plays. It says Mystic Force, and then the communicator beep. Alright, so there's that. Alright, and let me go grab my phone for the key scanner app real quick. Alright, I got the app here. So let's go into scan Ranger key. And let's morph into the Mystic Force Red Ranger.
It's morphin' time!
There you have it.
Mystic Force Red.
Alright, Mystic Force Red. Alright, let's do a quick little battle here. Take down Master Zandrid. Ah, email's in the way. And there we go. Click on that, and yeah, that doesn't really match up there, but there's that. And if I go to the Ranger key collection here, you should see the Mystic Force key right there. There it is in red. Dun, dun, dun. So that is what it does in the little app there. The red Mystic Force Ranger key. So we will revisit this a little bit later. So on to the actual Zord itself. Here we have the Mystic Dragon. So it does come with this green Super Megaforce Ranger figure, this terrible looking figure that can pose on it right there. So you do have that option. So I'll take that off. But here's the little figure that it comes with. No articulation, nothing. It's just stuck in this permanent pose there. You can't take the blaster out or anything. Maybe with more paint this will look kind of neat, but as is, it's pretty terrible looking. Just for comparison, here's the one with the cycle. So it's at least better than the cycle one. Here's the 4-inch Super Megaforce green figure, which I'm going to do a review of a little bit later, but you'll see this one's better than this, although that's not saying much. But they do also, like if I grab the 4-inch one here, you can get it to stand on here somewhat. Oops, now I'm breaking off this little piece here. That should go on and connect right there. But you know, you can use little pegs here and get them to kind of stand somewhat, although not very well because the legs can't be bent together, and it's very loose because these holes are bigger, so he really doesn't stand on there like really that well. But you can get something like the 4-inch figures to maybe kind of stand. You kind of have to bend the legs in a little bit, but again, not really much. It's kind of loose there. And here's the 5-inch Super Megaforce green. So this kind of fits, but you kind of have to bend the legs together a little bit. So anyways, nobody's really going to display their Zords like that. It's, you know, no reason to. But here it is. Here's the Mystic Dragon Zord. And it looks kind of interesting looking. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely very interesting looking. So you'll see, you know, here's some of the details up close. You can adjust these parts here however you want. It almost looks like the mouth can open up, but it can't. It's stuck in place. It cannot open up. You can adjust the arms here though, so you do have that freedom there. Yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like there. And so what you can actually do with this guy is you can have it transform. And so what you can do is you just fold in the head like this, and then you just push it in, and it clicks into place like that. And then with this part here, you take the Ranger key, and there's a slot right there. Any Ranger key will work, but you basically push it in all the way, and the head pops out, which is kind of neat. And it also will make the wings pop out as well. So the wings are kind of pushed into place. Like if I lift it, you'll see it kind of pushes into place. So it's kind of hanging there, and then I can, well, this one kind of is already, like it can hang there and then it's pushed into place. So here, you know, I can let it loose and it hangs, but then I can kind of click it into place a little bit. So when I push the Ranger key down, it will pop that all open. So let's do that right now. And I'll try and hold it like this. And there you see it pops out. So let's do that again. and pops out like that. I'll do a side view just to give you all the different angles there. Oops. And it pops out. So there you have it. That's kind of the little key functionality there. And then another thing that they show is that you can make the wings sort of flap. Once it's popped out, you push the key in. Every time you kind of push the key down, it makes the wings sort of flap. And this is kind of awkward in my opinion, because sometimes like you'll do it and then the wings sort of get stuck like up. Like I'll keep trying to do it like, you know, like okay, a wing will get stuck like this. And so then it's kind of, you just have to like push it back. It's a little awkward. Basically what you're doing is you're using the key to push down on those little pieces there. So if I just like leaned it towards the left, you know, I could just get it to push that wing. Lean it towards the right, it does that one. You know, do both, and they both move. So you can kind of use the key, however, to kind of do that. It's a little weird, but you know, it kind of works. I personally prefer this part of it a lot more, the actual popping out of this, rather than the missiles or anything, or not rather than missiles, rather than the wings moving. I think the missile thing's kind of neat, and I think this pop out thing is kind of neat. But the other part of it is kind of, I don't know, this is a little weird. But anyway, so there's that. And then what you can do is it will combine with the Legendary Megazord as well. So let me grab that. And it's right here. And what you can do, well, you got to take this thing apart. So you can take off the wing pieces right there. And you take off these pieces here. Like so. And something else just came off. One of the arms just came off on this guy. So let's put that back into place. There we go. Alright, so what you do is you take these little pieces and you can bend this forward if you want, just to give yourself enough room, but you're gonna attach them onto the legs there, and then you just kind of bend it forward. It doesn't clip onto anything, it just kind of sits there like that. There, and then just bend that part forward like that. Okay, and then you take the wing pieces and you pull down the pegs on the side of the arms there. And this attaches on, oops, like that. And then on the other side there, like that. Okay, so there you have that. And then the last thing that you can do is you take the little Ranger key and you turn it and open up the chest piece there. And when you open it up, you're going to want to basically turn the Ranger key back or take it out, but as long as it's not fully turned, you're going to want to leave it like that. You're going to fold this in, and then you're going to attach it. So this one does have holes on here. This one does connect in with the back piece there. So it just kind of pushes in. There's no click or anything. It just pushes in and it sits there. Now, one note here. With this, you can close the compartment, but I'm afraid it might kind of bend the little ears there or whatever. Like it might bend the pieces there. So what I would do is I would fold those inwards. It makes it look kind of lame when you open it up, but you know, in case you don't want to mess up the thing, you can do that and you just close it up. And so there you have that right there, the Legendary Megazord. I think it looks kind of neat with those pieces there, and I'll open it up in just a second, but I think that looks kind of cool, you know. Alright, so then what you do is you have the key there, and when you turn the key, the chest piece pops open like that. So that's kind of neat. And you know, like I was saying, when you fold down the wings, it makes it look like that. So that's kind of weird looking. I would have preferred it the other way. But let's try and do that. If I fold this in, and I'm like breaking this now. Oops. Oh, the key is still turned. That's why. So you got to make sure the key is not turned all the way, because then it'll keep popping out. So I'm going to try and do this. It might bend slightly, but I'll just try and do that. And then you'll see. I'll do a little up close thing. And turn the key and bam, like that. So one more time. I'm afraid it's going to kind of mess it up, but like that. So that's kind of neat. This is kind of the fully opened up form. I'll kind of push that in a little bit. And yeah. I think that looks kind of neat, you know? This whole combined part there, and having the dragon kind of sticking out like that. It's pretty sweet looking. So I definitely like this combined form of the Legendary Megazord with the Mystic Dragon. I think it's pretty sweet. One thing to note, the box does show a prototype of this combination, and the way they show it combined is instead of on the side of the arms, they attach it on the front of the arms there. So using a different peg, they attach it on like that. Oops, it's kind of falling off now. Yeah, I don't know. I think that looks kind of weird to me personally. It just looks too bulky having all the stuff up front. I prefer it on the side there. So I'm going to go with what the actual instructions show and put it on the side of the arms there. So that's what I'm going to do. But you do have the options. So you can kind of decide however you want to connect it basically. But there's that. That is the Mystic Dragon and the combinations. Overall, I think it's kind of cool. You know, I think the dragon looks kind of neat on its own. The key functionality with having it pop out is pretty sweet. Now, I think the thing with making the wings flap is a little odd. It's kind of weird. But, you know, at least they try to include some more functionality there. But I like this combined form. I think it's pretty cool having that here. And especially having the Mystic Dragon be able to, breaking stuff now. Having that be able to kind of pop out is pretty cool. Let's see if I can get this to reconnect now. Great. Come on now. It's like so far pushed in. It like won't connect now. There we go. Took a little bit of time. And turn the key. There. So yeah, I think this is pretty sweet to have the functionality there, and of using the key. I definitely like when you can use the key while it's in the Megazord and have it do stuff. Like with the Lion, when you have the Lion Zord attached to you, you can shoot the missiles. You know, I think that's pretty cool. It adds more fun to the Megazords. So definitely check this out if you in stores if you think this is something that you would want to see. So, damn. So that's my review, and you'll see, by the way, when you keep the wings there, now they're folding inwards, so just something to note. If you want to fold in the wings, you might want to push the wings back a little bit too, or the ears, or whatever you want to call those things. Yeah, so that's the review there. If you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them for you. Otherwise, please subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. See you guys later.